In respect to everybody's time, we appreciate you being here. We thank you for taking the time to get here today. We want to welcome you to the 2017-18 All Sports Banquet for Weslaco High School. All the parents that are attending today, thank you for the time that you put aside to get here today. Today's about celebrating all of our student athletes and their successes in their particular sports. We're very proud of their accomplishments to this point. We still have some sports that are continuing to participate, and we're looking forward for them to finish the year strong. But we're going to start tonight with the Pledge of Allegiance and the invocation. So if I could please have Khalil, Fino, Alaself, and Jacob Cavazos come forward. Will everybody please stand?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Now for the Texas Pledge. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to the Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible.
Thank you, Khalil. Remain standing, please, and bow your heads.
In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Dear God, for the many blessings you have given us this year, we are truly grateful. Grateful for those who inspire us, grateful for those who challenge us, and grateful for those who lead us. But most of all, grateful for those who love and support us. We ask your blessing upon all our teams and special guests this evening. We ask all this in your holy name. Amen.
Before we get started again, I just want to thank everybody for being here. Want to thank the parents for giving us as coaches the opportunity to coach your children and to have an opportunity to have an impact on them. I'd also like to recognize our principal, Ms. Morales, and all of our WHS staff. One of the key components to our success is the support we get from our administration. It starts with our leadership, and for us on our campus, it starts with Ms. Morales. So Ms. Morales, thank you for all you do from all of our coaches. I also like to recognize our athletic director, Oscar Riojas, and our assistant athletic director, Andres Cantu. Without the support from our administration at Central Office and all of the efforts of our athletic director and our assistant athletic director, it would not be possible for all of our student athletes and all of our coaches to have the opportunities that we have. They provide us with great budgets. They provide us with a ton of support. They allow us to travel and make sure that our teams are taken care of. So, gentlemen, thank you for all you do. I'd also like to recognize our superintendent of schools and our school board and apologize for them not being able to be here today. They are at another event in WISD. They're in an honors banquet, so they send their apologies, they send regards, and they wished us the best of luck on a good night tonight. So as the athletic coordinator, my name is Michael Salinas, and again, I want to thank all of our coaches and all of our student athletes that are here today. Tonight is about you guys. We're going to do the best we can to make sure we honor each and every one of you, honor each and every one of our sports and all the success that you had. But in respect to time, we're going to make sure we do the best we can to respect everybody's time. So our coaches are prepared tonight to come up and be efficient, but make sure that we don't leave anybody out or leave anybody's successes out. So we're going to start this evening with volleyball, and we're going to start with Coach Alexis Valle.
Good evening. I'll try to set the tone, and I will try to be quick. As Coach Salinas said, my name is Alexis Valle, and I am the head volleyball coach here at Weslaco High School. I'd like to just talk to you guys really quick about our team, 2017-2018 team. This is my first year here. And I must say that these girls really welcomed me with open arms to my different techniques and my different energy level than what they're typically used to. And they've just been very welcoming, very open and receptive to the changes I'm sure that they had to experience with the new head coach. And they were just fun, and they're smart. They're like sponges. They absorb everything. And they were just honestly a blessing to coach. They made my first year here and my first sport and my first season very memorable. So we present 5 athletes. We have 5 plaques that we present every year at the end of the season. And this first one was kind of a no-brainer for my assistant and I. The athlete that is going to receive this first plaque, she's one of the most dedicated student athletes that you could ever come across, ever have the pleasure to work with. She's well-rounded. She has a great head on her shoulders. She's studious. She's respectful on and off the court. She just so happens to be a freshman, and our 2017-2018 Heart and Hustle Award goes to Kimberly Espinosa. Congrats, Kimmy. Wait. That's Kimmy for you. That's totally a Kimmy moment. All right, so our next plaque, our next award, goes to somebody who, again, I did not coach her last year, but I was in the same district, so I do remember a lot of the girls playing against them last year. And this next athlete didn't play much that I remembered, but regardless, from when I met her August 1st to the end of the season, just in the one season alone, had improved so much. She became an athlete that could do multiple skills, was a go-to if we needed her, was a go-to if we didn't get that first pass to our setter. And our most improved award goes to Tori Mora. Okay, so this next award, I'm sure a few of the other sports tonight are going to have this exact same award. For volleyball, it's a little bit different. When I think of the Defensive Player of the Year award, I think of somebody who's short, who's going to be quick and little and dig every ball, normally play in the back row. But we're giving our Defensive Player award to an athlete tonight who can actually hit, can block, can defend. And when she's not in the game, because she did have an injury early on in one of our tournaments, it definitely shows. It definitely shows. We actually played a team. We played PSG North early on in one of our tournaments, and we lost to them. And then we played them here at home, and we beat them. And it shows in her presence on the court and what she does for her teammates on the court, and how she hypes them up and keeps them positive. But again, this is the Defensive Player Award of the Year, but this does go to an athlete who is very well-rounded. I would consider her a utility player because she can do it all as well. And it goes out to Audrey Escamilla. Welcome. Okay. 2 more, and I think I'm actually unexpectedly nervous because I'm not saying as much as I would like to, but I'm sure the other coaches are fine with that. So our Offensive Player of the Year award, and again, specifically to volleyball. Now this would be an award that does go to a front row player, somebody that can spike or kill the ball and score points and put it down where the other team has no hope of trying to get it, okay? This is somebody who loves to hit the volleyball. That's all she ever wants to do. When practice is over and it's 6:15, she's like, Coach, one more, toss me one more. Can I get one more set? And she did score quite a few kills for us. She was honorable mention this year. And again, not somebody who last year who got a lot of playing time in the front row and scored many kills and improved immensely this season. With a lot of the things I was trying to implement and a lot of the different sets and the different speeds and the different tones of the sets that our setter was trying to give her this year. And so our Offensive Player of the Year award, and who did score the most kills on our team, goes to a junior. She's a junior this year, so we get her one more year, thank God. Aaliyah Cantu. Everybody looks so gorgeous tonight. All right, so our last award, obviously, we saved our most valuable player for last. And just like the other awards, Coach Susie and I, this was also a no-brainer. Our most valuable player award goes to somebody who has great leadership skills, who has great social skills, easy to talk to. I think whether you're a teenager or an adult, expresses herself very well. When she's frustrated and angry, she's a teenager, so it does show a little bit, but not to the point where she breaks down and her team just can't rely on her. This is somebody who literally is an extension of me on the court. Somebody who understood right away what my goal was for this team. Somebody who sacrificed a lot, I'm sure her personal time, and it's her senior year, doing other things that I'm sure would have been more fun to do. If I wanted her there in the early to work on a certain skill, she was there. She always helped us set up the equipment. So she's not only the most valuable player because she helped the team out on the court, she's also the most valuable player because she helped me being new my first year here. She helps the coaching staff. And she just genuinely is a good person. Not just a great athlete, but she's just a good person. And I'm excited for this young lady to grow up and go off to college, and whether she plays volleyball or not, you know, I'm excited for her and her future. And Coach Susie and I would like to present our Most Valuable Player Award to Senior Gabby Rivera. The next sports are going to be girls, cross country, and track together. The head coach is Mr. Pablo Almaguer.
Can I get all the coaches for track to come up too, please, and track and cross country? First, I want to thank all the parents coming out tonight and just all the community to be here to be part of this. It's a special night for me. Get to present these awards to these young ladies. I'm going to go ahead and do cross country and track together. Most of the girls are the same, but just really proud and humbled to be their coach with all their accomplishments and what they've done throughout the year. Like I said, I'm going to do cross country and track together, and the head coach for both sports. If I can please have all the cross country girls please step forward, please. Our cross country team this year, 7 girls. I'll introduce them: Natalie Garcia, Destiny Longoria, Amity Ibar, Eleanor Arndt, Leah Garza, Rosemary Salceda, and Savannah Mendes. I think Leah and Savannah are here right now. These young ladies we're all pretty much go around. We're all part of the track team. Great season for us this year. Can't thank them enough. They start in June, and they're pretty much year-round. Like I said, they can track. But it was a great season for us. Just proud of them. Before I go any further, I want to acknowledge my coaching staff. Coach Liliana Skalitsky. And then for our track staff, I'm going to go and name them. I got Coach Jaime Cavazos, Billy Rivera, Cindy Smith, Joshua Campu, John Ross, and Pat Patel. I appreciate the coaching staff. Without them, it's not possible to do things that we do. They bring great support to our staff and for these girls, and I'm just happy to be able to work with them. Going on with our cross-country girls, they did really well this year. We had, at the beginning of the year, we decided that, always both of us to win. But I didn't realize that we got right at the start of the season that this was a special group. We got 2 young girls that joined us this year, and you never know what you're going to get with freshmen. But they did a really good job for us. The team just really meshed well and gelled really well. And towards the end of the season, they were able to accomplish our team goal, which is to be a district championship. So, real proud of those girls. about track, trying to get both out of the way. Our track girls, pretty much the same group. Just real special year for us. I want to say a lot of the same things. We had a young group coming in, and you don't know what you're going to get out of them, but they all worked really hard this year and did a lot of special things. I'm proud to say that we're still in season. Qualified in the state meet, some individuals, and we're going to represent the community of Weslaco as best as we can as we go on to the state meet. But just very successful year for both teams. Our cross country team won 4 meets this year out of the 7 that we went to, and that's not including district. And our track team won 6 meets out of the 8 meets that we went to, finished second twice, and then 1 district, 1 area, and finished second at the regional track meet. So real proud of these girls. They work real hard. Like I said, most of them start in June, and they'll be finishing up in May. And then the ones that are in cross country will start right back in June. So they don't get much of a rest. So just real proud of these young ladies. Hard work they put in year in, year out. It says a lot about our program. Our track team won 6 area titles in a row, and this is their 7th district title. So just real proud. Can my seniors please step forward? We got 5 seniors we're counting right now. That's Sierra Gonzalez, Jasmine Barrios, Eva Pettis, Chantel Barrera, and Nolan Mark. These young ladies have all been a part of our track program for 4 years, and they've all succeeded in winning all 4 years of their career. So real proud of these girls. It's going to be hard to replace them, but we'll do our best to move on. And it's just been exciting to coach these young ladies and see them grow all together as a team. And it's really proud of all of them. I'm going to go on for our awards. And for cross country, our first award is going to be our newcomer of the year. This young lady is a freshman. This is a no-brainer. She came in for us. Didn't know what to expect from her, but from day one, was just a hard worker, very quiet. She ain't too quiet anymore, but very quiet. Just did a lot of good things for us. She was our district runner-up as a freshman. She made the all-district team, all-valley team, first team, and did really well at regionals. We expect a lot from her in the future. This first award, newcomer of the year, goes to Destiny Lowe. Our next award goes to the most improved. This young lady is a senior. She didn't start running cross country for her junior year. Struggled a little bit with her junior year, but just very dedicated young lady. Pushed herself every day. Does it all for us in track. And her senior year was just a great year for us. She finished in the top 10 in district in cross country. Mind you not, she's a sprinter during track season, but just worked her butt off. Does anything to help this team. The most improved award goes to Eleanor. Next award is our Iron Woman Award. This award is pretty much a girl who works hard, pushes through injury, just there every day, doesn't complain. And most of these girls do that. But this young lady is very humble, and I'm proud to say she's done a lot for us, did a lot for us in track too, but in cross, she was a special girl for us this year, and she's not here tonight. That award goes to Savannah May. And then our final award, our MVP award. Again, I can't say enough about her. I mentioned her earlier. She came in this year, just a special athlete for us. Going to do big things in the future. As a freshman, ran low 19 in the 5K. Opened up a lot of eyes. I had college coaches already coming up to me asking me who she was and whatnot. Just a great leader for us. Is going to be a good leader for the next couple of years for us, and we're just excited to have her on our team, and that award goes to Beth Keelan. And moving on to our track awards. First one is going to be Newcomer of the Year. This award goes to two young ladies, both special young ladies. As freshmen, to see them have the success that they've had is unbelievable. One of them has been our anchor on all three relays, and if you go out and see her run, she's not wearing glasses today, but when she did, looks very innocent and just a special young lady. And then of course the other one, I think they're partners in crime. One was very quiet during cross and didn't say much, but together they just make a dynamic duo. And I think both of them together scored at least close to 30 points in each. And that's just great to have them as freshmen. The Newcomer of the Year goes to Amber Ebar and Dustin Moore. Next award is the Most Improved Award for our track team. Can't say enough about this young lady. Last year she did one event for us. We tried to find more, it just never worked out. And she just kept trying, and she ended up the year just doing pretty much one event for us. This year, she talked at the beginning of the year, and she wanted to be a little bit more useful. She said she wanted to have more impact on the team, and boy did she. We moved her to the hurdles, and we did not know we were going to get on her, and she ended up being the number 2 girl in the valley in the 300 hurdles. She made our mile relay, made our 4x2, finished third at regionals. Our mile relay is going to the state meet. She's a part of that. It's just such a big turnaround for her. And that award goes to Lisa Marisa. Field event, MVP. This one's really hard to do. We've got 2 individuals that just do a lot for us in the field events. Both of them score big every week, and it's just really hard to make. So I'm going to go ahead and nominate 2 young individuals. One does the throws for us, the other one does jump for us, but both of them together are scoring nearly 40 plus points in field events for us every week. And they're both seniors. They both put a lot of time and effort into what they do, and I'm just really proud of them. And that field event award goes to Eleanor Art and Cece Lovato. Last but not least is our team MVP. Can't say enough about this young individual. She is a senior, and she will be graduating this year. She happened to sign a full scholarship to UTRGB and will be running track, representing Weslaco at UTRGB next year, and hopefully the next 4 years. Does really well in the classroom. Is just a well-rounded individual. Got to run for us as a freshman year, qualified to state as a freshman, and it's just been so good to us for 4 years, and brings this great leadership to our team, to our school, to our community, and I just can't say enough about it. It's going to be tough losing her, but we know she's going on to bigger and better things. She's left a lot behind for us to go after, and she set the bar really high for all the younger individuals, and just made our team overall better. But that being said, our team MVP goes to Eleanor. Sorry, I have one more award that I forgot about really quick, and I'm just going to have those girls. We have an award for state qualified as state meet in track and field. It's really tough things, so we have a plaque. I like for the 5 girls that qualified as state to please step forward. I know some of them aren't here. Our mile relay, we're missing Victoria Gwen. She can be here tonight. She had confirmation. 3 young ladies. We're qualified. Eleanor Martin is also the long jump champion for our region. represented us really well. But these young ladies qualified for the state meet and will be running next week, May 11th and 12th in Austin, representing the city of Weslaco and our high school at the state meet. I'm real proud of these young ladies. Thank you, parents and community for coming out. Next, present award is Coach Raymond Lara, head boys cross country and special ed.
This, I want to thank all the parents, everybody in attendance. I want to thank these runners. I'm going to recognize these guys. We got Diego Garza. You can hold your applause until the end. We got Diego Garza, Christian Figueroa, Tony Sanchez. We got Alex Maynor. We got Israel Mata. We got Alex Meyer, Christian Longoria, Eddie Padron, Evan Hernandez, George Figueroa, Carlos Alonso, we got George Martinez, and we got Roger Figueroa. Can we give it up for these cross-country gentlemen, please? In all, it was a good year for us. Coming in, we really weren't sure what we would do in our district. Having lost 4 runners from last year's regional qualifying team, we needed some guys to really come up and step up and fill those spots. We were top 5 at just about every meet with the exception of the Corpus meet. On the varsity side, we ended up 4th place, and we had 2 individuals that qualified for the regional meet, so great job to them. I'm gonna hand out 3 awards today. My first award goes out to the Newcomer of the Year award. This award goes out to an individual who played soccer and came out and ran little during the summer. He was our 3rd guy most of the year. Great individual, hard worker. He works part-time, and he still had the time to come to practice. So the Newcomer of the Year this year is Christian Longoria. My next award is the Most Improved Award. This runner is sometimes misunderstood, but he's a great person. He has the potential to become really good for us in the next year. He is a junior, so he's coming back next year. For the most part, he was our 4th man at every meet. We're expecting great things from him next year. The Most Improved Award goes out to Eduardo Padron. The next award is the Ironman Award. The Ironman Award goes out to an individual who would come to practice ready to run every single day. He was our number 2 runner for most of the season, came and never missed a summer workout. He was sometimes running with those guys from East, so these guys that I'm having a little bit in the summertime. But he's gonna run for us this year in the summertime, hopefully with the rest of these guys. He worked hard this season, and he was also a 2017-2018 cross-country regional qualifier. He's George Figueroa. My MVP award goes to an individual who led our team and was our top finisher at every meet this year. He's this young man led by example. He was named 2nd All-Valley Team Cross Country. He was also a regional qualifier, and he's just a great individual, great leader. A lot of these young kids look up to him. He's coming back next year, and we've already set higher goals for him for next year. He is Antonio Sanchez. Congratulations, guys, and thank you, parents, and God bless. Thank you, guys. At this time, I would also like for the Special Olympians to come up to the stage. I will present the Special Olympians to the stage. Y'all give them a round of applause as they make their way up. We'd like to thank everybody that supports Special Olympics, from administration to Mr. Neil Garza, our Special Ed Director, and especially the parents who encourage their son or daughters to participate. We do have some in attendance tonight. Special Olympic Texas holds several competitions throughout the school year. Weslaco is part of the Area 1 Rio Grande Valley chapter. Tonight, we'd like to recognize our Weslaco High athletes who not only excel in competition, but also represent Weslaco High School with lots of pride. Y'all give it up for the Special Olympians. First up, Beyonce Alanis. Next up, we have Anthony Casares. Destiny Cantu. Lily Cervantes. Cindy de la Portilla. We got Jaime Hernandez. And last but not least, Perla Puente. Once again, your 2017-2018 Special Olympians. Y'all give it up for one more time. Thank you, parents. Thank you guys for the support. Up next, to present football coach Michael Salinas.
As these young men make their way forward, I just want to start by saying we've been here a little over a year now. They walked into a situation where they were dealt a new football coach, and they welcomed us with open arms at times. But we preached to them that we wanted them to trust the process, to give us a chance, and to trust us through what was considered a tough time to them probably at times. Through this process, I think that I've learned as an adult that trust isn't necessarily earned in great organizations or to achieve great things. I think people have to be willing to give trust in order for great things to happen. And as an adult, it was a humbling experience to go through that with these young men. I'm very thankful for all the time and effort that they put forth. They did everything we asked them to do. We started the year by asking them to be committed to the process and not compliant. In order for them to be successful in life and football, they need to learn to commit, and all of our student athletes need to learn the value of commitment and hard work and work ethic. Those are all the things that we tried to do with our team. Not everything went our way, but there were a ton of bright spots this year. And gentlemen, I just thank you for all of the time and effort that you put forth, all the sacrifices, the early mornings, the late evenings, the holidays in the summer. I thank you for all the time and effort that you put forth to make our first year one to remember and lay a solid foundation for those that are going to follow you. At this time, I'd ask our seniors to please take a step forward if you're present. So to these young men, we issued the challenge of leadership. We asked these young men to set the foundation of what we were considering a new era and trying to continue the legacy and tradition that is Weslaco High School football. We put a lot on their plate. I'm thankful for everything that they did as seniors. I thank you for all the time that you invested in our program. I thank you for all of your efforts. And seniors, I know from myself and our coaching staff, it was a pleasure to coach you, and we wish you guys nothing but the best in your future endeavors. So seniors, thank you. We're going to start. We have about 9 or 10 awards, but we're going to give 5 today. We have 5 special awards that we're going to give out. So gentlemen, I ask you to continue to stand up here. As your name's called, if you'll come forward and receive your award. But to present our first award is Coach John Rosh and the Chip Vasquez Award.
Good evening. I've been at Weslaco High for about a year and 2 weeks now, so I had to kind of do some research on who Chip Vasquez was. So I went and found some people that knew him and talked to him, and nothing but positive. He was everything I was told. He was loving, caring, he was hardworking, he was outgoing, he was dedicated. Panther football meant a lot to him. And as I'm hearing these things, I'm like, wow, this is pretty cool, because the young man that's getting this award tonight, it's almost word for word the exact same way that we feel about him. This young man's a senior, so unfortunately for us, he's leaving. He's going to be sorely missed. He was a pleasure to be around. He was a pleasure to coach. So without taking up any more of your time, your 2018 Chip Vasquez Award goes to Israel Morales.
Next up to present our Headhunter Award is Coach Ernie Alonso.
Thank you, Coach. This award goes to a player who played defensively for us, played special teams for us. At times, asked me to come off the field a few times because he was tired from running all over the place. He played on every special teams for us. He was the leading tackler on special teams. He blocked for others when he was called upon to do so. He returned kicks when they were short. He earned all district honors, and he has recently been selected to participate in the Rio Grande Valley All-Star Game. His name is Andrew Olguin.
Next up to present our Panther Pride Award is Coach Roy Stroman.
Good evening. This award is the granddaddy of them all. It's the one that's probably been here the longest. It's doing my research, and it's a great honor to present the Panther Pride Award this year. The Panther Pride Award is an award given to a football player who displays great pride and passion on and off the field. This award is also given to a football player who was reliable, who was responsible, and coachable throughout the year as well. This year's Panther Pride Award winner is Javier Navarro.
Okay, I have the next award. Our next award is our Fighting Hard Award. This young man embodies all of the attributes that it takes to endure tough times and to be a great teammate in good times. This young man was resilient when things did not go his way. He was a great teammate. He was accountable. He was reliable. And regardless of the adversities that we faced on the field, we got the same out of this young man day in and day out. His work ethic, in our opinion, was unmatched. His attitude, he had a great attitude every day. He controlled the things that he could control. And he was a big part of our football team. We relied on him heavily, and it was a privilege and an honor to coach him. But this year's Fighting Hard Award goes to Evan Margot. Next up is Coach Rip Caballero with our offensive MVP.
Good evening. Our offensive MVP goes out to a young man who's been with our program since his freshman year. This year he was asked to do quite a bit. He put a lot on his plate early on because of injuries. This young man, he's the epitome of what this program is about, and we talk about faith, family, academics, and team. He was second team all-district. He was also academic all-state. He rushed for over 600 yards. He had 8 touchdowns. He carried the ball for over 150 times. So we asked quite a bit for this young man, and he worked his heart out. He worked his tail off to get to where he's at. And this award goes out to Matt DeSantiago.
Next up is our defensive MVP presented by Coach Albert Martinez.
Good evening. The Defensive MVP award is going out to a gentleman that not only excelled on the field, he was a field general. This gentleman would take over the game. He was dependable to make adjustments for us on the field, along with going out and just making play after play after play. Luckily for us, he's a junior. He's coming back this next season. He finished the season with 47 solo tackles, 63 assists, 18 tackles for loss, 2 sacks, 4 forced fumbles, and 1 interception. Again, this gentleman will be back with us this next season. Fortunate for us, this award goes out to Mr. Marco Noriega.
I want to recognize our coaching staff who is standing behind us and thank them for all of their efforts. Building or coming to a new program and trying to build it brick by brick is a ton of work, and without these gentlemen and their families, it would not be possible. So I thank them for all of their efforts. To our seniors, again, I wish you nothing but the best. I thank you for all of your efforts. And our underclassmen, our motto this year was Move Fly, stands for make up for last year. So we got a lot of work in front of us, but these young men have been committed to the cause. They've shown a lot of progress to this point in every aspect of what we're asking them to do. So, gentlemen, thank you for everything. It was a privilege and an honor to coach all of you this year. Thank you. You can have a seat, gentlemen. Next up, we have boys basketball and Coach Gabe Valdez.
Good evening. If I could have my guys come stand up in front of the podium. I'd just like to take this time to thank the parents. Right here, fellas, right here in front. It's about you guys. I'd like to thank the parents for allowing me to be part of their sons' lives. It's a privilege to have young men like this come to the program and give all their time and effort. I'd also like to thank my staff. If they can make their way up here. Mike Yanez, Trey Smith, Joe Garcia, Nate Salazar, and Isaac couldn't be here tonight. But without these guys, who are a product of Weslaco, we wouldn't be where we're at. They do a great job for me, and they continue to give their time and effort to spend with these kids and make them the men that they are today. Real quickly, I'd like to give a shout out to my JV Dark. They were district champs this year. They ended up overall 24-3 and 12-2 in district. Just to talk a little bit about the season and how it went for us this year. Expectations were really big because of what we did last year. And it was unfortunate because we fell a little short this year. And not only that, because the fact was that every day and every night we went into play, for some reason, every team wanted just to beat Weslaco. And it was tough for these guys. We had a real successful preseason, and then we got into a little snag in district play, and of course, we dropped 4 games in the first round, and everybody's thinking like, oh, wow, is Weslaco going to make it into the playoffs? We talked to the boys, got them to understand about trusting each other, trusting us as coaches, and they played some of the best basketball they've ever played in the years that they've been here. Our average game per win was about 40 points. But it fell a little short. But even though that happened, the bullseye that these guys drew on their backs prior season before just made it that much more difficult. And they did all they could, and they gave every effort that they could this year. At this time, I'd like to go into my special awards, beginning with the newcomer of the year. This young man is a sophomore. He's not here tonight. I don't think he is. And that's Rolly Verones. He's a sophomore coming back next year. He's our newcomer of the year. Our 6-man award, we're giving it to 3 guys this year. These 3 young men, whenever our game got into we had to change the speed, I would turn to the bench and I would say, okay, Rugrats, get in there. So we gave it to junior Caleb Ibarra, junior Isaiah Garcia, who was a 32-6A honorable mention, and Safi Fino, who was a 32-6A first team all-district, first team all-valley. Our Heart and Hustle Award goes to this young man who's been with me for 4 years. He's really developed into what we call him now is a beast. We call him Diesel. But every time he got into a game, he kept getting madder and madder and madder because, he tried to play so hard that he would make some mistakes, but he never stopped playing, and he always got better each and every day. This year's Heart and Hustle Award winner goes to Derek Cedeño. Derek was also 32-6A honorable mention. Our defensive MVPs, we gave it to 2 guys, two young men this year. When one couldn't do it, we fell on the other one. And they both did a great job for us. All these special awards that are going to some of these guys are all seniors, and we're going to greatly miss them. It's one of those teams where you just expect so much and you get so much from them. This year's 2 defensive MVP is Khalil Fino, a 32-6A honorable mention selection. He's also a TABC All-State academic. The second recipient is Mario Almeida, 32-6A honorable mention. Our offensive MVPs go to 2 young men. We felt that these 2, if it wasn't for our main guy, these 2 came in and did the job no matter what. Our first recipient is a 32-6A second team all-district selection. He's an RGBBCA third team all-valley, and he's selected to the East-West All-Star game, Jesus Paez. Our second young man is a 32-6A first team all-district, RGBBCA first team all-valley, Safi Fino. This year's most valuable player, he's a 32-6A first team unanimous all-district selection. He's an RGBBCA first team all-valley. He's a TABC all-state academic. He was selected to the East-West All-Star game and is a Tassel All-Star game. He led the team in scoring with an average of 18.3 and led the team in assists with an average of 6.5. I'm going to be greatly miss this young man, who is my nephew. And he kind of leaves here 3-time district champion. So this year's MVP is Braxton Bloomquist. Again, thank you. Next is Coach Girls Basketball, Criselda Fino.
I'm looking around because I don't even recognize some of my girls. They clean up well. Good evening, everyone. My name's Coach Fino. I am the girls basketball coach here at Weslaco High School. In front of me, you see our basketball team, which consists of 6 seniors who we are definitely going to miss, and a slew of underclassmen that we have very, very big goals and plans for. Okay, a little bit about our team. We are the co-district champs and by-district champions. Besides that, we've won the district title 6 consecutive years, and we've won the by-district title 7 consecutive years. I have 6 seniors. If my seniors could step up, please. I know Nikki Garza, one of them, couldn't show up. She was really sick today. All 6 of my seniors are academic all-staters as well. So a big round of applause for them, please. I definitely feel beyond blessed to be in this position for 13 years now. I want to take some time to thank our parents and say, wow, I have an amazing group of parents that second to none. They are just, I'm extremely blessed to work with such great individuals who, by all means, give me great kids to work with. Thank you very much. I'd like to also thank the families of our coaches, because they give so much of their time for their husbands or wives to be here as well. And lastly, I want to give a big shout out to my coaches who do so much for these young ladies in front of you and for this program that definitely represents Weslaco High School. Okay, let's go ahead and start with our newcomer of the year. Our newcomer of the year this year came in and gave us some big minutes, okay? She gave us a lot of depth, especially at the post spot. We're definitely looking forward to how she progresses in the future, and now that she was honorable mention for our district, she's definitely going to have a big target on her back. So we're hoping that, you know, she's going to follow through definitely this summer and in the off season and give us the best that she can. Newcomer of the year, Sabrina Cerda. Our Most Improved Award. This award is going to 2 individuals, and for the most part, if you think of Most Improved, you think of somebody that's not that good and all of a sudden became good, and that's not the case for these 2 young ladies. These young ladies were always good and they just got better. They were actually both starters for our team, and they came in and filled huge gaps that were left behind by the graduating class before theirs. They gave us what we needed to get some big wins because, plain and simple, they did their jobs. Our most improved players, Jada Lopez and Kirsten Padilla. Defensive Player of the Year. I love defense, and this is definitely one of my favorite awards because when it comes to defense, defense is all about heart. You know, most kids that want to be great basketball players will get in the gym and put up a ton of shots. They'll put up, you know, work on dribbling all night if they need to. But defense is something that is hard to come by because you really have to get down in that defensive position and let your legs burn, and it's a lot of work. You really have to love what you do. Well, this particular kid is a firecracker. She's like a little gnat, you know, at practice and in games. You know, we usually put her on our best players, and, you know, you talk about putting on the clamps defensively. This kid did it in games and at practice. Defensive Player of the Year, Leah Solis. Our Offensive Player of the Year. This kid was a monster on the boards. Plain and simple, if we gave her the ball, the other team better get out of the way. She was our team's second leading scorer. She was first team All-District, second team All-Valley, and she was selected to the RGV Showcase game, which she did extremely well in. Aaliyah Cantu. Our Heart and Hustle Award, by all means, is an award that means a lot to this program. These two individuals that this award goes to didn't get much playing time. You would never know that they didn't get enough playing time based on their practice habits. I'm in awe, in complete awe of their work ethic. If there's any business owners out here in the crowd, these are the type of kids you want to employ because they always put their team before themselves. I am so honored and blessed to have had these kids in my program for 4 years. Our Heart and Hustle Awards, Amber de Luna and Leslie Ibarra. And finally, our MVP award. You know, when our coaches and I were selecting our MVP, we thought, okay, is one player better than the other? And we came to the conclusion that we can't win very many games if these two young ladies weren't on the floor. Combined, or these two young girls have brought us 4 district titles, 4 by-district titles, and they've given us 2 Sweet 16 appearances. It is the end of an era, but what they left behind is a legacy of what our program truly stands for. They're both playing college ball, and ironically, you know, we've gone back and forth with them, and I had one of them tell me last week, Coach, you know, I don't know where to go. I have this school, this school, this school, and this school, and this school's giving me this, and I said, wow. I said, that many schools want you. You should be proud of yourself, you know, and they finally made their selections, and I'm very, very proud of them, but our MVP awards, we can't win games without them. Bree and Em. I'm very, very excited. If my underclassmen can please step forward. These kids in front of you are going to rock the gym next year. Please come out and support them. Thank you very much. Up next, we have swimming. Coach Trevino.
Good evening. I want to take a minute and thank our administration for the amount of support that they provide, not just our sport, but all the sports. I want to thank the parents for the time that they also give so that their kids can be involved in sports. I know specifically for swimming, the season's very long. Our practices are very long as well, but day in and day out, they're there. They're dropping off the kids, they're picking up the kids, and they're providing whatever the students may need outside of the swimming pool. Swimming is not an easy sport, and anyone who hasn't done it, come over to the pool and we'll prove it to you. But you know, I really think these kids should be commended because day in and day out, they're in the water and they're giving it their all. When their arms are burning and their legs are burning and their lungs are hurting, they just do it over and over again. And as much as it is a team sport, it's also a very solitary sport because when you're in that water for 2.5 hours, when you're swimming, there's no one in your head but you. So it's a sport that's very physically demanding. You got to be strong physically, you got to also be strong emotionally and mentally. And these young men and women do that every day. And they really succeed because of it. Just a couple of accolades, a couple of their successes from this year. We had 8 team records broken this year. If you were part of a record-breaking team or relay or individual, please step forward. We had 15 individuals qualify for regionals in either an individual event or a relay. So if you were a regional qualifier, please step forward. And also as well, we had a state qualifier. So if you qualified for state, step forward. Okay, so I do want to go on with our awards. I want to start with our girls MVP, our most improved. This young lady just worked tremendously hard all year. Any challenge that I brought to her, she accepted. Throughout the year, she did battle several injuries, and yet that wasn't enough to get her to stop or to get her to quit. She challenged herself in participating in events that were difficult. And not only did she do well and did she have tremendous gains each meet, she always did it with a smile. And to me, I always saw her as, she looked surprised when she would see how well she did. But I was never surprised because I saw how hard she worked and how, because of her work, she was getting the results that she was getting at the time. So my Girls Most Improved Award goes to Emily Cortez. All right, our next award goes to our Boys Most Improved Award. This young man, working where I work, I get to see a lot of these kids come in from a very young age. Sometimes when they're 5th graders, 6th graders into middle school swimming and then hopefully into high school swimming if we can get them. This young man was unable to participate in 8th grade due to a medical reason, but luckily he was able to come in this year and came in and made a big statement. As a freshman, he was a regional qualifier to an individual event, and I believe in his event, he was the only freshman to qualify out of all the kids. And at regionals, they compete with kids from Brownsville to Laredo. So being a regional qualifier and a finalist is a great accomplishment. So my boys most improved is Nathan Parker. Sometimes as much as you try to narrow it down to one person to receive an award, it's just impossible to choose. And so my next award my girls MVP, I actually have two individuals that, to say worked hard is an understatement. They're just there day in and day out. Their leadership skills are amazing. What they can do to get the other kids going when they're not so excited about swimming sometimes. It's just amazing. And I think both of these young ladies need to be recognized for their talents and their efforts. They are Morgan Parker and Brittany Solis. And the last award, again, like I said, it's difficult sometimes to narrow it down to one person when the two just equally contribute to the team. They work, they push each other. It's almost without one, the other one wouldn't be as successful as they are. They kind of need each other to be the successes that they are. They push themselves every day. They come in, they don't miss a single practice. They're the top record breakers of the team. And so this year, our boys' MVPs go to Darryl Wells and Brock Bloomquist. All right. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm going to go ahead and pass it on to the next sport and the next coach, which is girls powerlifting, presented by Coach Domingo Bento.
Good evening. We are the Weslaco High School Girls Powerlifting Program. We are not all represented. We have approximately 51 girls in our program. We have 7 seniors. Seniors, please step forward and be recognized. We have 14 juniors. Any juniors here today? Stand. Thank you. 2. 16 sophomores. Sophomores, please step forward. And we have 14 freshmen. Um, 2018 was a good year for us. The Lady Panthers placed 3rd at the Rio Grande City meet, which is our first meet. They placed 2nd runner-up at Mission Vets, the largest meet held in Texas at that time. 3rd at Texas A&M University. They have invited us there 2 years in a row, and we have placed 2nd last year and 3rd this year, so we've represented Weslaco very well. And we got 1st place at our home meet. We have it here every year. We had a total of 8 regional qualifiers. If you were a regional qualifier, please step forward. Our regional qualifiers were Amaya Rodriguez, senior, Daisy Hernandez, sophomore, Jeneth Perez, senior, Brandy Valdez, senior, Isabel Vela, junior, and Sydney Sanchez, senior, Natalie Monjarras, junior, and Sarah Handy, junior. Those were our regional qualifiers 2018. From regionals, you qualify to state. Powerlifting is unique. The sport, you have to have a total in order to qualify as to your region. And then once you get to your regional meet, you have to improve your lift by approximately 40 pounds and lift what's called a state total, and then you get to go to the state meet. Out of the 8 qualifiers that went to regionals, 6 qualified to state. The state meet was held in Waco, Texas this year. There was 56 schools represented. Out of those 56 schools, 200 participants in the 6A division were lifting in the different weight classes. At the state meet, we had the following students that placed in the top 10 with a total of 685 pounds. 7th place, Ms. Amaya Rodriguez. Step forward, please. 720 pounds total, Daisy Hernandez, 6th place. Daisy is not here. She's confirming. Our medalist with a total of 880 pounds, Jenny Perez, 5th place. And then we get to the girls who lifted over 900 pounds, and that's 3 lifts, by the way. 7th place recipient, 930 pounds, Brandy Valdez. In 8th place with 910 pounds was Isabel Vela. And in 7th place, with a total of 935 pounds, Sydney Sanchez. She's also doing her confirmation. The following girls, we now go to our awards. The following girls will receive awards tonight, their plaques, for their exceptional dedication to the Weslaco High School powerlifting program. They have all maintained passing grades. We're hard on them, and we stay on them, and grades are a big issue with us. None of them had any failing grades the whole year. They all maintained passing grades. They all came to work out, no exceptions. That was either before school or after school. They all had positive attitudes, and they all demonstrated superior work ethic. They really challenged themselves and those around them. And they all have maintained the tradition that has become Weslaco Powerlifting, one of the top tier programs in the whole state of Texas, and all have lived up to our school motto, which is hard work pays off. And so the following recipients. The first award we're going to give out is our Leadership Award. Our Leadership Award goes to somebody who demonstrated great leadership skills. Very quiet, very unassuming young lady, but boy, she spoke very loud when she went to the meets. Our 2018 Leadership Award winner is, or recipient is, Amaya Rodriguez. Our next award is the Iron Heart Award. It goes to the top 2 ladies that have really shown their dedication and obviously their strength to this program. Our top 2 lifters, obviously. And this is a co-award. Our Iron Heart Award winners this year is Sydney Sanchez and Brandy Valdez. Our third award is the Power of the Future. Obviously, these are awarded to athletes that are coming back. These are underclassmen. These 2 young ladies, both state qualifiers, both are coming back. We're very happy that they are, because they will obviously have a return trip to Waco. This year's recipient of Power of the Future is Daisy Hernandez and Isabel Vela. And lastly, our MVP award. This young lady is a senior. She's our only medalist at the state meet. She's our team captain, one of 4 that I had, but she was the team captain, kept everybody in line, including myself. She will be missed, and she's an exceptional student, an exceptional person, and yes, we will miss you, but good luck in your future, and whatever you do, she's going to be a marvelous young lady, and whatever she sets her heart to do. Our MVP award goes to Ms. Jennifer Perez. Okay, before we leave, ladies, you may step down. I want to thank, obviously, my assistant, first assistant, Coach Garcia, who is really the powerlifting coach here. Thank you for your hard work and your dedication, and thank you for hearing all the problems that our girls bring to her. You guys may be seated, and our next presenter is Mr. Albert Martinez for boys powerlifting. Thank you.
All right, I'd like to thank, first of all, the parents. Powerlifting season is very short, but it's a very intense season. Appreciate you parents getting your kids up here to school at 4 o'clock in the morning to depart, to get on a bus. So we appreciate you doing that for us. A little bit about our season as a men's team. As far as us competing at invitationals, we placed in the top 3 at every single meet that we went to this year. We're fortunate enough to win 3 meets. at Rio Grande City, our home meet here at Weslaco, and then the Texas A&M University Aggie Land Showcase. We were able to take first place there, so that was the highlight of our season as far as invitationals. These guys worked extremely hard. Powerlifting is not an easy sport, just like any other sport. It demands a lot of your discipline, technique, and commitment to it. And the guys that stuck around this entire season, appreciate you guys doing so. So let me have you guys come up to the front so you can be recognized. Don't have a lot of seniors here. We do have 4 seniors. 3 competed for us throughout the entire year, and then one was our designated rapper. And this guy had a workout probably more than our actual lifters did the entire meet. If you 4 seniors could step forward, please, and be recognized. We got Robert LaBeouf, Austin Cardenas, Frank Marin. Go ahead, Josh. Josh De La Cerda. All right, Josh was our designated rapper for every meet, and did a great job for us. Appreciate you guys and all your efforts this past season. Go ahead and come on back. We're going to get started with the awards. Keep this short and sweet. We're going to hand out our Power of the Future Award. Again, this goes to our future lifters. Both individuals were regional qualifiers this year. One as a sophomore, one as a junior. And this award will be presented to Mr. Daniel Lozano and Fernando Martinez. A leadership award goes out to an individual who gave a lot of himself to the program, even when he didn't need to. We'd ask him to go along, even if it was going to a meet that he wasn't going to compete in, just so we could help some of the younger individuals get their grounds, get their feet underneath them, and learn about the sport. This individual should have qualified for regional, came up just a bit short. But we appreciate his time. This award goes to Senior Austin Cardenas. The next award is being presented as the Iron Heart Award. I'm just going to tell you straight up right now who it is. It's going to go to Mr. Francisco Marin. This individual fought all year long, probably the most consistent lifter we had as far as competing and finishing meets. Frank was competed in the 165-pound weight class. Yeah. He's not short of any type of personality. He's got a personality about him. Qualified for regional and state competition 2 years in a row. He placed second at the regional competition. Had a rough go at state where personally I believed he was robbed from a couple of lifts. Squatted 600 pounds solid and 465 pounder. That's a big lift on him. But he did hit the 600 pound squat at the Aggie Land Showcase, which impressed a lot of the judges over there. He also broke the regional record bench press at 370 pounds. And then Frank was one of 20 seniors named to the Texas High School Powerlifting Association Academic All-State Elite Team. There's 3 categories. There's the elite team, there's first team, and then second team. And he was awarded the elite team recognition. So congratulations there, Frank. Our most valuable lifter goes to another senior. We're going to hate to see all these guys go. They brought a lot to this program. Being a first-year head coach here at Weslaco and powerlifting, these guys welcomed me, and Coach Ramirez helped out along the way, getting to know these guys and what their strengths were. But this next senior here, our most valuable lifter, I would say, goes to Mr. Robert LaBeouf. This individual, go ahead. Just to give you a little bit of background, this guy's not only brawn, he's got some brains to him as well. Robert was a huge asset to the success of our team this year. Some of Robert's accomplishments: completing in the 181-pound weight class. He was a Texas A&M Aggie Land Showcase outstanding lifter. He was a regional qualifier, came in second place. At state competition, he came in 4th. He was also a Texas High School Powerlifting Association Academic All-State Elite Team, along with Frank. And then also, to go along with that, he was awarded the Texas High School Powerlifting Association scholarship, $1,000 academic scholarship that he plans to use at Sam Houston State University, where he's going to study criminal justice next year. So that'll come in handy. It's not a whole lot, but it's a heck of an award where only 18 seniors in the state of Texas are awarded that scholarship. So great job there, Robert. Congratulations. All right, that concludes men's powerlifting. Try to keep it short and sweet for you guys. Appreciate you guys showing up and coming out to support these young men. Next on the podium is going to be Mrs. Bloomquist with her cheer squad.
Hi, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you guys are all still awake out there. If my girls can make it down here, woo, and my assistants, yay. Well, first I want to thank all my parents, definitely my parents, and my mascot's parents for all the support, for attending all our events, all the games, all the sporting events that we go to. As everybody knows, this is a year-round sport. We start June the 4th of 2018, in a couple of weeks, and we end when the sports banquet comes around again. So these girls have gone like countless hours, and I really, 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 really appreciate them, and especially their parents, for allowing them to be part of our program. Weslaco High School cheer program and mascot program is one of the best, I have to say, in the Valley, and I'm very proud of them for all the hard work and dedication that they put. At this time, I'd like to introduce my assistants. I have Miss JV coach, Miss Michelle Cepeda, and my freshman coach, Miss Elizabeth Davila. Without these ladies, I don't know where I'd be. Probably not right here right now, probably at home, getting things ready for supper and cleaning my kitchen and putting my kids to bed. So, but I'm here because of them. Anyways, I don't have any offensive, defensive MVPs, but what I can tell you, ladies and gentlemen, is that I have some awesome cheerleaders and some great mascots. And like I said earlier, they put in some hard work, and I really appreciate them. And I do want to say that these girls, why I say year-round is because we start with football and volleyball, and we go to track meets, and we go to some softball games, and we do a lot of community events, and we do 5 elementary pep rallies, in which my mascots also attend as well. So we've got a lot of work, and I really am grateful that these girls keep me young. I do look young, right, people? Thank you. Woo-hoo! Okay, so yes, I really appreciate them, and I'm pretty sad. I have 10 seniors this year, and I'm kind of gonna miss them. They worked really hard this year, and I have some great juniors coming back. Continue to work the program and cheer for our WHS athletic program year-round. At this time, I'd like to give some awards out. We don't have the awards that you guys think we have, but we have what we call Hall of Fame cheerleaders. And what our Hall of Fame cheerleaders is, these young ladies have been cheerleaders since 7th grade. So they try out their 7th grade year, 8th grade, freshman, sophomore, junior, and we grandfather them in their senior year because they've done so well, and it's nerve-wracking for them to get ready for tryouts. So we just kind of grandfather some of our Hall of Fame cheerleaders into their senior year. So at this time, I'd like to also recognize my senior mascot. This year and last year, he was named our UCA All-American mascot. He does an excellent job, and his sister, right here, his sister, she's coming back. They are awesome, I have to say. Like I said, I have the best of the best in the Valley, and these mascot scouts, woo, here we go. They put in a lot of work and hours, and they get your routines ready and events ready, and they don't say no. Every time I ask them to go to an elementary school, to go to the grocery store and welcome the people at HEB, go to any type of charity event that we have in the community, They put on their outfit and they are there, rain or shine. So I want to award Luis on this special award for him because like I said earlier, he was our UCA All-American mascot for the past 2 years. At this time, I have an award for Ava Catherine Perez. She was our Hall of Fame cheerleader. This young lady was Hall of Fame cheerleader. She was UCA All-American, UCA staff candidate, and a varsity cheerleader, and her name is Aisha Alvarado.
Oh, you look so pretty in yellow.
My next young lady is also a Hall of Fame cheerleader. She was our co-captain, UCL All-American, and a varsity cheerleader. Her name is Corgan Ellis Tobin.
I hope I said it right. Yes. Okay.
Okay, our next Hall of Fame cheerleader, she's not here this evening, but she was also our co-captain and varsity cheerleader, and her name is Claire de la Garza. Our next Hall of Fame cheerleader played a big role with our co-captains. Her name is Alyssa Michelle Perales, and she was also our captain this year. Again, I want to thank everybody for coming out. I want everybody to please enjoy the rest of our program and hang out. Please hang out. There's a lot of interesting MVP awards coming on. And again, thank you, ladies, for such a great year. I wish my seniors the best of luck. And Luis, and for the juniors, welcome back. And our next up is girls soccer, Jose Garcia.
Good evening. First of all, I would like to recognize our JV teams. There are probably, some of them might be here, some of them are off. I know that they do a lot of hard work throughout the season. Our season is very long as well, so they do commit a lot throughout the season. They do the workouts, endure a lot of the running and so forth, so we want to thank the JVs and recognize them as well for their commitment. I know that this year they did a very good job with their JV lights and the JV darks, so they came in respectively second or third place in their divisions and district. At this time, I would also like to thank our coaches. We have my first assistant, Belinda Duque, who is my goalkeepers coach for all the levels. I have my other assistant, Ruben Rico, my JV dart coach, Eloy Gonzalez, and Mary Strickland, who was here with her son, and I guess she's off to celebrate. Okay. At this time, I'm going to introduce the girls that are up here. We have Cristina Sotelo, she's a junior. We have Dariana Jimenez, another junior. We have Brenda Perez, our senior. Christine Mercado, another senior. We have Penelope Palomo. We have Kristen Palomo. Marisol Munoz, a sophomore. And Elsa Mata, junior. Some of the other girls are not able to attend today. Some of them are at band auditions and other events confirmation. Now for the awards. For this player is one of our most important players on the field. Over the past 2 years, she has dedicated herself to self-improvement, staying coachable, listening to all the advice from the coaches, and a total investment in getting better. Aside from being an intelligent student, one of the top in her class, she was able to handle college courses, STC, and athletics effectively, sacrificing all for the team, bumps and bruises, rain and enduring everything out there. She made tremendous gains as a player. With the Most Improved Award, All-District Honorable Mention, and our starting goalkeeper, we have Annette Garcia, who is not present today. She's at band auditions. Our next award, Energy, Passion, and Drive, is how I describe this exciting player. Relentless on the field, tough, aggressive, and a growing leader on the soccer field. Her presence is without a doubt always felt as she strengthens our defense and our team. She's always one of those girls that stops the other team's forwards and midfielder attackers when they're trying to strike. As a sophomore, she has a great future ahead of her and will impact our team greatly. With this year's Fighting Heart Award, second team All-District Defender, we have Marisol Munoz. Congratulations. This one is a double award. We have two recipients for this one. A four-year senior on the varsity team, a player that can play any position on the field. She's our most versatile player. She's very coachable, willing to do whatever it takes for our team. Second team All-District Selection Defender and honorable mention midfielder, Christine Mercado. Congratulations, Chris. Sharing the award with Christine, who is not here today, is our freshman. Exciting player to watch, great attitude, great kid, very coachable, great smile on her face. All-district honorable mention midfielder as a freshman, Tatiana Arellano. As a freshman, it was clear this player could play the game competing against tough girls and teams across the district. As a sophomore, she has made a mark as a dangerous midfielder and forward. She only has, the future ahead of her. The next 2 years, she's going to be one of those powerful strikers and dangerous strikers for a lot of these other teams. They're going to have to watch out for this one. While her game has evolved into one of the best at her position, she will only become better in the years to come as our team's leading offensive attacker and threat. All-district honorable mention midfielder and forward, our 2018 offensive MVP, we have Hariclia Sotelo. She is not here today. A four-year varsity player, started as a freshman, aggressive, fast, feisty, tiny, small, relentless, passionate team player, and the backbone of our defense, literally the backbone of our defense. She's one of those that just runs all over the place. This player continued to set the standard of how defense should be played in Weslaco Lady Soccer. She's set the standard for the future of Weslaco Lady Soccer. She will undoubtedly leave a tremendous void in her team as she moves on to pursue her dreams. A first-team All-District Selection Defender, and this year's 2018 Defensive MVP, Brenda Perez. And finally, we have our last award. Our final award goes to a fantastic young lady. I have nothing but good things to say about this young girl. She's makes me very proud every single day to see her play on the field and just go above and beyond what she needs to do. On the field and off the field, she always carries herself with great integrity. Good student, mild-mannered, quiet, humble, true definition of what humility means. As a player, she plays with her heart for her teammates, her team, her parents, and herself. Highly skilled, attracting 3 or 4 defenders every game to stop her, creating opportunities for others, unselfish, high soccer IQ, and the main ingredient in our offense. A first-team All-District Selection midfielder, and our 2018 Most Valuable Player, Penelope Palomo. I want to thank all the ladies for being up here. Give it up to our Lady Panther soccer team. Up next is boys soccer head coach Julian Solis.
Good evening, everybody. I'd like to thank for everybody coming out tonight. I would like to take this time to thank all the parents that have been here. If it wasn't for you, we wouldn't have these athletes out here to coach. I wish I had a parent award given out tonight, but I want to recognize one of our parents, Mark Santos' mom, Miss Nelly. Thank you very much for everything you did for us and the boys. Thank you very much, Miss Nelly. Up here, what we have in front of you guys is we have Weslaco High School's top soccer players. These guys are excellent athletes, and these guys are also excellent students. 100% passing that we had this year academically, and I'm very proud of these young men up here. I'm very proud to have coached these boys. Some of these guys have been with me for 4 years. And for those of y'all that are returning, we'll be making some noise next year as well, too. Let's go ahead and go on with the awards now. First up, I have Most Improved. This athlete, he's been with me since his freshman year. He has improved a whole bunch, everything from attitudes to grades to you name it. This guy has just become an incredible man, and I know that he's going to be very successful in the future. And this Most Improved award goes out to Gabino Guajardo. Next award goes out to the Newcomer of the Year. This individual came out this year as a first-year varsity player. He started off his last 2 years playing JV, struggled a little bit at this year, had some critical moments during some games, but he really made up for it at the end of the year. And this year's Newcomer of the Year is Edgar Piñon. Our next award is our Offensive MVP. Offensive MVP was our biggest threat up there on the field. He was putting numbers up on the board, and he was a force to be reckoned with out there. Our offensive MVP goes to Ariel Gutierrez. Next award is our defensive MVP. Our defense is the backbone of our team. And I had these young men back there working really, really hard. This one is a co-award. So our defensive MVP goes to Brian Carrillo and Mark Santos. As coaches, I think, our dream, especially if you have children, as coaches, our dream is to filter our passion for the sport that we coach through our own children and teach them some discipline and teach them a whole bunch about life through sports. I've had the pleasure of knowing this next young man for 18 years. It's going to be hard to see him go, but this guy means a lot to me. I've seen him grow up. I know he's a heck of an athlete. I know he's a heck of a student. I've come home from a game at 11 o'clock at night, and he stays up to 3 or 4 in the morning doing homework. And I've never had an athlete work this hard for me. My Heart and Hustle award goes out to my son, Dimitri Solis. And finally, MVP. MVP, without these two players out here, games would be tough. Goalkeeper is the most important position on that field, and it takes a very special person to be a goalkeeper. The next very important position there has to be a good striker, a good midfielder. And my MVP goes out to 2 top players, Eduardo Palacios and Elian Villegas. Those are the awards. Thank you very much. And next up, we have wrestling, Coach Becerra.
I would like to take this time to thank, of course, my assistant coaches, Mario Lasso and Melissa Rendon, all of the varsity athletes who competed this year, and to the parents, of course, who entrusted us with their children this past season. Regardless of records or success, it was an honor to see these young men and women go out and battle each week. Joshua De Hoyos, 3-time state qualifier, 2-time district champ. Manny Medellin, back-to-back district champ, 3-time regional qualifier. Rafael Garces, Marcelo Reyes, Angel Torres, Samuel Shelley, Kevin Silva, Kayla Pulido, Beatriz Cáceres, Rebecca Mata, Ashley Leos, Martha Soto, Destiny Torres, Carmen Sandoval, each one representing their school, their families, and themselves with class and dignity through victories and failures. I'm so proud of each contribution you guys have made, and even if you don't think anyone cares, I always will. One thing I do want to say is at the state championship meet, which I've been very lucky to have gone this past 4 years with these talented boys and girls, I had a coach from the Valley, of course, say, hey, I want to tell you, your guys and girls, whether they win or lose, and sometimes they've lost some controversial matches with points aren't scored here and there, he goes, they always respectfully go back to the center. They wait to get their hand raised or not, and they don't make a big show. They don't throw their headgear. They're not punching walls. They're not kicking doors. They're not doing any of that. And I said, you know, I think that's what I really value and I'm always going to remember the most. They've never made themselves into a spectacle. Again, they've always carried themselves with the highest class that I've ever seen, especially with a sport like wrestling, where when you lose, it's just you out there, and you always feel like all eyes are on you. That's kind of the easiest thing for a kid to do, is to kind of lash out and make a show and say, hey, I didn't lose. They don't do that. So for that, I do want to say thank you guys and girls for doing that, and again, representing our school with the highest regard. The next two individuals exceeded last year's performances. They committed themselves to personal improvement, both physically and mentally, that paid off with each athlete making the regional championship for the first time in their respective careers. The most improved award this year goes out to Tomas Garces for the boys, and Alexis Lopez, her second year district champion. So thank you.
Thank you so much.
And we still got another year with you, Alexis, correct? Yeah. The following athletes were kids that I could count on to be in the mat area on a daily basis without fail. Their daily attendance and practice made them invaluable and helped in their personal and the team's overall success. These kids have been in the program for 3 or 4 years. And of course, just like all coaches here, we're talking about end of eras. It really is an end of an era. So it's difficult, you know, to accept that I won't be able to see them next year, you know, when I open up those doors or when they come through my classroom and then just kind of say hi or anything like that. It does hurt us, you know, and of course, someone talked about moving on, and we do have to move on, and of course, you guys and girls are irreplaceable. All we can do is hopefully the next generation of boys and girls is as equally as good as you guys. On the boys' side, this was very difficult for myself and Coach Lasso. We really have about 4 guys at any given time that could have been the guy, really probably the most feared guys in their weight class each. But of course, we could only get it down to 2. It is a dual honor on the boys' side this year. For the most valuable player award, Chris Garcia, our 145 district champion, and Caleb Muñiz, our 160-pound district champion, regional champion, state qualifier, 2-time state qualifier. On the ladies' side, that distinction goes to a young lady who, if you saw her, she very unassuming and probably the smallest, toughest girl in our school. For such a small little girl, the fear that kids had about being on her side of the bracket was pretty funny. First of all, because of course I see a different side of her every day in practice, and yet you still can't beat me, of course. But again, it was satisfying to see her go out pretty close to the top of her division this year. We had her be a district champ, regional runner-up. She'd been a regional champ last year. She went up in weight. She is only the 2nd ever state placer in Weslaco High School history. The ladies' side, the distinction goes to Melissa Ibarra. Still can't beat me. Now, following is girls golf, led by Coach Carlos Rico.
Gracias. Okay, I'd like to start off by saying, Coach, I accept your swim challenge. I got an amazing doggy paddle. Here's my assistant, Coach George Rivas. He is a tremendous asset to the golf team. At this time, if my golf team can come up here, I know there's only 5 of you here, my large golf team. As they're making their way up here, I'd like to share a real quick story about our district tournament. After the first day of the tournament, we sat in third place behind our city rival, Weslaco East. On day 2, in perfect golf weather, we had a 40-shot improvement as a team to acquire second place in district. It was not one individual, but a collective team effort that helped catapult us into a team regional qualifier. Yes, thank you. Now to the awards. Our first award goes to an up-and-coming sophomore who is playing her best golf right now. I hope that you become one of our leaders in the next 2 years. Newcomer of the Year goes to Cassandra Cantu. The next 2 awards go to my seniors who will be embarking on a new path. Both athletes have played varsity all 4 years. Good luck and much success in your future endeavors. One of my student athletes chose academics, yes, academics over athletics. But I simply don't have a problem with that. She's actually going to receive her associate's degree in, I think, 2 weeks, right? Congratulations, by the way. But she decided to score her lowest round ever of her high school golf career at the district tournament. So our most improved athlete goes to Michelle Mata. Why are they laughing?
She's crying.
Oh, she's crying, my bad. Okay, now on to our MVP. I know she's a bit nervous about what I'm about to say, aren't you? About 2 years ago, in front of K-West over here, I referred to her as my knucklehead. I meant it in the nicest possible way ever, if knucklehead is appropriate. Because everybody knows she's a wee bit stubborn. Little did I know that she was going to play every single golf tournament since her freshman year and not miss a single one. Yes, that's over 36 tournaments, you and I, Anna. Not that anybody is counting. I do not have our distinctions as far as first team all district. We just finished our regional play last Thursday. But some of her distinctions include third best scoring average of our district, numerous top 5 finishes, and 15th overall in the entire valley. She invariably is a self-starter and a tremendous leader. And one of the ways she showed her leadership was out of the blue. She says, "Coach, you ran out of money in your activity fund. What are you gonna do next year?" So she goes out, starts her own fundraiser, and by herself raised $500 for next year's golf program. Thank you, Anna. Anna, I know you're going to be successful in anything you choose. Good luck to you, our MVP, Ana Palacios.
Y'all gonna make me cry.
No crying. Okay, short and sweet. Next up, boys golf, Chris Gracia.
Good evening, all. Thank you for sticking around. If I can have my boys come on up. I'd like to introduce them real quick. Senior, Austin Lowe. Senior, Quinlan Voss. Sophomore, Peyton Voss. Freshman, Jordan Cancino. And sophomore, Zach Adriete. Give them a round of applause. These guys have been battling all year for positions and the varsity level and trying to make each tournament count and get there, and which is what we need. We need competition between each other, but it's also a team effort. I'm very proud of these boys. A couple of accomplishments over the years, or this past year, was first place in Brownsville when it was really cold that day, really cold. a fourth at Sherryland, a first in Edinburgh, and a kind of disappointing third in district. Quinn Voss, one of our seniors, a leader. He had a 5th place medalist at Brownsville, 4th at Edinburgh, and a 3rd at district. Our all district selections were made. He's a first team all district, second team all valley, and also a regional qualifier, Quinlan Voss. Our other senior, Austin Lowe, he had a 2nd at Brownsville. That was a great round for you, son. Great round. He made 3rd team all district and all Laurentian all valley. Just our district-wise, we were in a tough district. Harlingen was a team to beat. They've been ranked number 1 throughout the whole year, last 2 years. So our goal was going in there to get fight for 2nd place and make it to regionals as a team. We played well. We shot a 326 the first day, came back with a 319 the second day, one of our lowest rounds. But unfortunately, Hannah had an individual player that played very outstanding. But I'm very proud of these boys. Again, third place regional qualifier for Quinlan Voss. He did an outstanding job. His brother Peyton Voss missed it by 1 stroke, and that hurts, those last 3 holes. But we're gonna fix it. They're coming back. I wanna thank Quinn for giving us 2 district championships. They're up there right there, so whenever you come here, you can see them. Lo, I wanna thank you very much for being there. And I know we had all kinds of stuff going on, but it's been great, it's been an honor. I know you all are going out to college. I believe you're going to A&M, Quinn, and you're going to Blaine College. So I wish you the very best. Thank you all for being good captains this year. To our young ones, there's plenty of room over there that we need to fill up. So we're in a new district. I have great expectations for you all. We need to keep on working. So with that, let me go ahead and give our awards out. For most improved this year, it's going to a young man who's always worked hard. He's a dual athlete. And to a senior who has been there the 4 years and has fought to get where you were. You had a great year this year, you know that. Most improved goes to Peyton Voss and Austin Lowe.
I'm the only one with the name on it, Peyton.
Newcomers of the year, these guys, along with Zach, and we also had some other freshmen coming in, Ben Garza, Mike Burias, who were battling it out for that 3rd, 4th, 5th spot on the team. Towards the end, they're the ones who dedicated themselves. They gave up another sport to focus on golf. Newcomer of the year this year goes to Jordan Cancino and Michael Aviles. And there's no question about this young man. 4 years, Letterman, top 5 in high school, graduating, going to A&M, an outstanding job, coming from a great family, who has also, been there for the golf team, and the parents, that have been there for the golf team. I thank you very much. Our MVP for this year goes to Quinlan Voss. So we have a job to do next year, new district, new team coming up, 31-6A, so let's get it done. We got plenty of room over there. Next up is our tennis coach, Juan Morales.
I would like to thank God, my family, and my assistant coach, Coach Dave Padilla, and Coach Vicky Ramirez, who could not be here today. I'm super proud to be associated with these young men and women. These guys are the best student athletes Weslaco High has to offer. Their commitment to Panther tennis is second to none. Our players' tenacity has made our team one of the best teams in our area.
I'm going to start off with our awards right now. The first award is the mixed doubles team, best mixed doubles team. This is for a team, a male and a female. I think our sport is the only one that has where men and women compete together against another man and a woman. Our mixed doubles team of the year award goes to Marisa Gutierrez and John Summers. Our next award is Rookie of the Year. These are players that are new to the varsity team and have accomplished great things by winning matches and helping our team to get better. Girls Rookie of the Year for the fall, Megan King. For the spring, Julie Martinez. Now to the boys Rookie of the Year. For the fall season, Ruben Contreras. For the spring season, Jacob Leal. You guys, please stand with each other, guys. These guys have played tremendous this year. They've helped us win a lot of team matches, and they've done a great job during the individual season as well. Now to girls 110% and boys 110%. This award goes to those that work the hardest, help the team become the best that they can be, even if it's fundraising or just being there to help somebody else get better. Girls 110% for the fall goes to Kayla Garcia. For the spring season, the award goes to Jamie Alejandro. On the boys' side, 110% goes to Samuel Nieto and Ben Salinas. He could not be here today. Please, if you see Ben Salinas, congratulate him. Now for the MVP. I'm going to miss these two individuals, or I think I only have one of them here today, right? Yes, I do. Well, she's tremendous. She's helped me a lot. She started off when she was a freshman, not really caring too much about tennis, but she became great at it. This year I saw her play one of the #1 girls in the entire valley, probably in South Texas, and she had her. I was like, wow, we're going to beat this girl. We just fell a little bit short. Oh, she hurt her ankle. But she's tremendous, and I hope that she's going to go to UTRGV. I told her that she needs to try out, and hopefully she'll make the team there. I think she has the capability to become a college player. Miriam, thank you for everything you've done for us. We're going to miss you. As you can see, we have a very young team still, so we're hoping for great things next year. And go Panthers. Next we have legendary coach, track coach, Gus Cabrera.
Good evening. Let me first introduce my assistant coaches, which is Andy Garcia, John Zapata, Raymond Lara, Roman Marquez, Josh Cantu, John Rosh. Also, one of the coaches that belonged to the girls, but he helped us out a lot at the JV level, was Coach Shelby. And also, I'd like to thank our track meet coordinator, Roy Stroman. Okay, let me start off by a little recap on the season. Of all the 7 meets that we went, okay, we never came lower than 3rd place. And at district, we ended up at 3rd place, also along with the area. Okay, I'm gonna introduce the 2018 area qualifiers, which was Matt de Santiago. He qualified in a 4x1, 4x2. Okay. Alex Garza, also 4x1, 4x2. Alex was also a district champion, the 200. Okay. Gabriel Gonzalez. Gabriel Gonzalez was district champ in the triple jump, qualified to area in the 4x1, 4x2, and 4x4 meter relay. Jay Granados, long jump. Richard Olsak, 4x1 and 4x4 relay, area qualifier. Antonio Sanchez, 3,200 meter run, 800 and 1,600 meter run, area qualifier. Juan Sanchez, 4x4. Luis Sanchez, which is our beloved mascot, 4x2 and 4x4 relay. Okay, I don't know if Joe Solis is here. Joe Solis is one of our wheelchair participant, qualified in the 100 and the 400. Okay, those are the area qualifiers, and after that we went to the area. Then the regional qualifiers, okay, were Matt de Santiago, 4x1, which at 4x1 we were area champions in the 4x1, along with Alex Garza, Gabriel Gonzalez, Richard Olslag, Tony Sanchez, Luis Sanchez, okay, and John Zapata, pole. We're going to start off with our special awards. Okay. Our newcomer of the year, okay, this young man, okay, he was on the team as a JVer last year. Okay, he was on and off, and this year, as a senior, okay, he showed a lot of improvement and dedication and commitment to the program. Okay, our newcomer of the year is Richard Olsak. Okay, our most improved. Okay, our most improved is a senior. Okay, he was on the team last year, got hurt at the district meet. I don't know how he got hurt, but he ran the area meet or regionals. And then this year when he came, when we started the season, I mean, I hate to say it, but he was way out of shape. And I didn't think he was nowhere near where he was last year. Okay, but he worked, and our most improved is senior Alex Garza. Okay, our MVP. Okay, you know, guys, in track, we got running events, we got field events, we got 17 events. Okay, our MVP has been a 4-year letterman. Okay, broke the school record. He jumped 15.7. Okay, we just missed the state. Last year's state qualifier. Our boys field event MVP goes to John Zapata. Okay, like I mentioned before, he was our 4-year letterman. Okay, this is a plaque, 4-year letterman in track, which goes to John Zapata and Joe Solis, which Joe is not here. Okay, now for our MVP. We as coaches discussed who was going to be the MVP, because one of the coaches would say, well, who got the most points? Well, who did the running, who did the jumping? Okay, so we finally came to the consensus that for running, okay, I'm going to give a co-MVP, okay, because it's not hard. One of these young men, I mean, he runs every day, okay, and when we go to compete, he runs a 32, 16, and 8 at 100 meters. I mean, it's not easy running all those events, okay? And now the other individual helped us with jumping and running, and he did everything we asked from. I don't know where all of a sudden he came from. He started improving every meet. Okay, our co-MVPs are Tony Sanchez and Gabriel Gonzalez. our state qualifier plaque, which he's not here, which will be competing next week at the state meet, is Joe Solis in the wheelchair in the 100 and the 400 meter dash. Academic All-State, which says academic. In order to be eligible for this award, this comes from the Texas High School Coaches Associations. You need to have a 92 or above, okay? Our honorable mention, Academic All-State, is John Zapata. Yeah, John. Okay, another one's Andrew Ledesma, honorable mention. Is he here? He's not here? Okay. And our first team, Academic All-State, goes out to Matthew de Santiago. Okay, now next up, Mario Rodriguez.
Good evening. It is an honor to be able to speak to you all here tonight. First, I would like to say thank you to all my assistant coaches, the athletic trainers, the athletic administration, and the parents in the room tonight for all your unwavering support. I would also like to recognize all my JV players for all their hard work they put in this season. We ended our softball season with an overall record of 28-7. We started the season by winning the Mission Softball Tournament, a tournament which consisted of 32 teams from across the Valley and Laredo. We went on to compete in the Houston Softball Tournament and fared well against teams from the Houston area. For our third tournament, we traveled to the Seguin Tournament, a tournament that consists of 26 teams from the San Antonio surrounding area, and came out first in that tournament also. We ended our district play with an 11-3 record. Our season came to an end this past Saturday, and the loss is still fresh in our minds. But if you look at our entire season, we had a successful season. And if you look deeper into what these group of girls have accomplished here these last 3 seasons, what an amazing ride this group of girls have taken us on. Tonight we will focus on these group of girls that have accomplished here at Weslaco High these last 3 seasons. In 3 years, they were 2-time district champions. They had 2 by-district championships, 2 area championships, 2 regional quarterfinal championships, 1 regional semifinal championship, 1 regional final championship, and 1 state tournament appearance, the Final Four. There are only 2 Valley teams that have ever reached the Final Four in softball, and this group of girls are one of them. Due to the timing of our season just ending, we don't have any awards to present or announce any all-district recognition because we have not met to vote on them. But I would like to introduce our underclassmen of the team. When I call out your name, please stand forward. Junior Audrey Escamilla. Junior Helen Gonzalez. Helen couldn't be here tonight. Freshman Lily Torres. Junior Ashley Sada. Freshman Jordan Diaz. Junior Jada Lopez. Freshman Merlin Chavarria. Freshman Kimi Espinosa. And I would like to introduce our seniors, who ended their high school career with a combined record of 113 wins and 25 losses. And now they move on to bigger, better things. Senior Sydney Cepeda. Sydney was a 4-year letterman. She will be attending the University of Texas, San Antonio. She is planning to major in biology. Senior Amberly Barrera. Amberly was a 3-year letterman. Amberly is undecided to what university she will be attending, but she's planning to major in nurse practitioner. Senior Gabby Rivera. Gabby was a 4-year letterman. She will be attending Schreiner University to play softball. She is planning to major in accounting.
Senior Charlene De Anda, four-year letterman. She will be attending Texas A&M Kingsville to play softball. She is planning to major in kinesiology. Senior Lauren De Anda. Lauren was also a four-year letterman. She will be attending the Texas A&M Kingsville to play softball. She is planning to major in education. Senior Abby Luna. Abby was a two-year letterman. She will be attending Ranger College to play softball. She is planning to major in physical therapy. Senior Alyssa Escamilla. Alyssa was a four-year letterman. She will be attending Temple College to play softball, and she is planning to major in physical therapy. Ladies, look at the people standing next to you and all around you. This is what it's all about, your friends, the relationships you formed. Everyone will undoubtedly grow and evolve over the years, but that common bond will be constant and will stay with you always. The friendships you were able to make will last much longer than the memories of a loss or a bad game. In 20 years, you won't remember your team's record, but you will remember the bonds you formed throughout being an athlete. If you had never played sports, you may have never become friends with the people standing next to you or the other people all around the gym. I would like to wish all my seniors the very best in their future, and thank you. Next up is our baseball coach, Eddie Seta.
Good afternoon, or good evening. As the baseball team's coming up here to be recognized, let me start off by recognizing our JV White and JV Purple teams and coaches. JV White ended up in second place in district. Y'all can widen out a little bit, just widen out. And the JV Purple ended up as district champions in the district. So round of applause for our JV teams. Excellent season. Coaches for the JV teams, we had Hector Hernandez and Rick Caballero working with our JV Purple, did an excellent job as they brought home the district title. Congratulations, coaches and players. Our JV White was coached by Chris DeLuna and Brian Smith. Again, had an excellent season, ended up dropping the last two games of the season, and that was second place. Now to our varsity team, and before I start with the varsity team, let me recognize my coaches. I have Coach JJ Garcia, first assistant, and I have Coach Homer Llanes, our varsity assistant. Again, they play a key role in our practices. They all, yesterday I was caught up in a meeting. I didn't even attend yesterday's practice because I was in a meeting all day, just about, right, Coach Salinas? And it was, it was just one of those meetings, and the coaches just took over and, had an excellent practice. But anyway, our varsity team has had an excellent season so far. We ended the season, our regular season, with a record of 25 wins and 4 losses, and a district record of 11-3. And the best thing about it is they get to share the district title this year. So, class of 2018, you're district champions. Congratulations. Now the Panthers embark on their second season, which is for all the marbles, and we're going to go on Thursday against the PSJ Bears, and we're going to have a 2 out of 3 series, and we're going to go out there and give it our best. And I know that these guys are pumped up, ready to go, and it's a little bit about redemption, right, guys? Real quick, I do want to mention their little nickname that they came up with this year. Oh, by the way, I'm not going to mention any awards tonight. Our season's not over, but I know early in the season I met with some of the parents. We were having a little planning meeting for the senior night, and I asked them, because the kids started using the little nickname for their team as the Goon Squad, and it stuck. And I asked the parents for permission. I said, do you mind? I mean, I wasn't too sure if they would mind. And ever since then, they've been the Goon Squad. So hopefully we'll be goons there in the playoffs. The pressure's on. All right, Goon Squad. Like I said, the Panthers start off the playoff season this Thursday, and one unique honor that we carry with, and the kids talk about at the beginning of the season, is 13 consecutive seasons without missing a beat in the playoffs, and I think that's one of the longest streaks now in the Valley. I think Robstown is at 18 years, so we're going to give it a go, and that's not something that any team around here can say. So again, I think that deserves a round of applause. These kids made it happen. And just to kind of put it in perspective, the last time we were not in the playoffs was 2005, and I wonder how old these guys were. Okay, I want to recognize our squad. Not all of them are here, but I'm going to go through our roster real quick. We do not have awards today since our season's still ongoing, but I do want to recognize our group, and it's a fun group to work with. They make it a joy to be out there and practicing, and sometimes, we get after them, but it's all good. Right, Seth Sanchez? Yes, sir. All right. Number 1, Joey Garcia. He's a freshman. If you're here, again, step forward. Jacob Cavazos, number 2, sophomore. Couple of steps forward, Jacob. Move up. There you go. Be recognized. Jaden Cavazos, sophomore. Evan Margo, number 4, senior. Rico Avila, number 5, senior. Raul Camarena, number 8, junior. Brian Diaz, number 9, junior. Luis Longoria, number 10, senior. Matt Calderon, number 11, junior. John Castillo, number 12, junior. Joseph Rivera, number 13, senior. Elijah Estevanes, number 14, sophomore. Devin Hanks, number 15, sophomore. Jason Gonzalez, number 17, senior. Marco Leal, number 18, senior. Matt Soto, 20, sophomore. Seth Sanchez, 23, junior. Excel Camarena, junior, number 24. And Jaden Perez, number 32. All right, underclassmen, go ahead and step back. Leave the seniors up there. All right, again, we've had a great season so far, and as you can see, we've got a lot of kids coming back. We're expecting great things, and I know when we come back in the fall of next year and we get ready to start our off season, I know number 14 is going to go up on the board, and that's what they're going to shoot for, 14 consecutive seasons in the playoffs. But at this time, I'd like to recognize our seniors. They did an excellent job this year of keeping this unit together. Sometimes they played a little, sometimes they played a lot, but they never showed a negative spirit in them. And that's a big thing, because positive breeds positive, and I know we've always talked about that, and whenever negative comes into play, I think these guys do a good job of moving it out of the way, because they've been positive all this year. All right, since I do not have any awards to recognize, postseason awards are still not out, but I will recognize our honor graduates. So if you're an honor graduate, stay up there. If you're not an honor graduate, move on back. I know it's a little bit, but hey, honor graduates, we have Marco Leal. He will also get nominated for Academic All-State. The nomination is out. It has to go out in a couple of weeks, so we'll nominate him. Rico Avila, also an honor graduate. Again, also going to be nominated for Academic All-State. And Luis Longoria, our catcher, also be nominated for Academic All-State. He's an honor grad. And Joseph Rivera, we will also, again, he's also an honor grad. Thank you guys, and again, I want to thank all of you for your support, parents, administration. Thank you again, and I'm now going to pass it on to Coach Salinas. Thank you.
Our Desi Held Award, this goes to a young lady that is a dual athlete who has excelled in both cross country and track and field. She was a regional qualifier in cross country. She was also a district champ in the long jump, the triple jump, the 4x100 sprint relay, and the mile relay. She's the area champ in the triple jump, long jump, also a member of the area champ 4x400 relay team. She's a regional champion in the long jump and also a state qualifier in the long jump. She's a state qualifier in the long jump and 4x400 relay team. She has recently signed with UTRGV to run for track and field this year. This year's Desi Held Award winner is Eleanor Arndt. Eleanor has received a full scholarship to run track and field at UTRGV. Our Bobby Lackey Award goes to a young man. He's a dual sport athlete that is a letter winner in both football and track and field. He's a 32-6A second team all-district running back. He's an academic all-state. He is an area qualifier in both the 4x100 relay and the 4x200 relay. He's an area champion in the 4x100 relay team, also a regional qualifier in both the 4x100, the 4x200. This year's recipient for the Bobby Lackey Award is Matt De Santiago. Both the Desi Hill and the Bobby Lackey Award come with scholarships. It's a $1,000 scholarship for the Desi Held and a $1,500 for the Bobby Lackey. At this time, I'll pass to Coach Salinas.
Okay, again, congratulations to both of these athletes. In closing, I just want to thank all of our coaches who are up here for all the sacrifices, the time and effort that you pour into our athletes. They understand that it's about development and building quality relationships and working to be a coach of significance. So I thank all of you for all of your efforts. I also want to thank all of our student athletes for all of your time and effort and everything you do to represent WHS athletics. Parents in attendance tonight, thank you for the sacrifices you make with your own families to allow your children to be part of our athletic program. And lastly, I want to thank our athletic secretary, Ms. Deanna Muniz, for all of her efforts, keeping all of our coaches in line and getting all of our paperwork filled out. To all of our seniors, we wish you nothing but the best of luck. Some of you still have some unfinished business, so we know that you're going to continue to lead your teams. And once again, we're proud of all of the efforts of our staff, administratively, our academic staff, and especially our coaches. So thank you for your time this evening. We want to wish you a good evening, and to our athletes, congratulations on all of your successes. Thank you, and have a good evening.